testify all your vicious lies, and your heart stays open for the real surprise. Share your time only with the wise, and you'll never ever have to try to compromise. Make it back to me. I'll be waiting. I want your company. Tidal wave, tidal wave, tidal wave, tidal wave, love. Tidal wave, tidal wave, tidal wave, tidal wave.
What's up, everybody? My name is Noir. This is Johnny Mystic and our special guest, Natalie Dangerfield.
Hey,
we have a great show planned for you tonight. It's Mystic Noir 10. And it's a real pleasure to have Natalie with us today. She's an incredible performer. I've been working with her for over 20 years, and it's just amazing. First of all, we'd like to thank our sponsors. We'd like to thank our premier sponsor. That's Leah Totzer, Daniel Gale Sotheby's Realty, Bob Johnson and the Cabana. They had some great live music this weekend, so shout out to Bob for keeping music alive. Candy and the Cafe. Also live music there every Friday and Saturday. We had a special guest surprise incidental performance by Billy Campion from the Bogmen. That was just astounding. We'd like to thank Arts in the Plaza. Yeah, that's right. And the final Arts in the Plaza of the season is this Saturday. So definitely come stop by and get some holiday gifts before you're like, oh my God, I have nothing to give anybody. We have great one-of-a-kind unique gifts at artsintheplaza.com. That's in front of City Hall of Long Beach. Studio Noir, that is my music school. We offer virtual lessons. We offer recording services and also in-person lessons. I teach a variety of instruments there, including guitar, bass, drums, saxophone, violin, viola, cello. And we also just brought on a really fine musician, Johnny Barnas, who plays the upright bass. And, he took on one of my cello students today. It's just amazing how the studio continues to grow. Yvonne Santana of Angel Flower Creations. We'd like to thank her. She's an Arts in the Plaza vendor for many, many years. And she still continues to set up and sell her wonderful jewelry and cool masks at the corner of Arizona Avenue. I have one of my cool masks here, right here. Anyway, thanks to Yvonne Santana for being so supportive of all of us. Who else? Oh, tonight we have a newest sponsor. They're called Fermento. They're a delicious espresso and vegan cafe. They used to be in Bed-Stuy, and now they're in Long Beach, right between Georgia and Florida streets at 1048 West Beach Street. So thanks to Martina and Ben, the owners. They have delicious coffee and little pastries. And oftentimes I was telling you, Johnny, I had this turmeric egg scramble.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely delicious. Which actually, if Natalie, if you just move a tiny bit to one side, right behind you is a turmeric egg scramble. Look at that.
Oh, the other side.
We'll show it again at the end of the show. Anyway.
Is it spicy?
No, well, you can make it spicy if you throw some spices in it. Ask them for some Tabasco or something like that. But they're amazing, tasty place. I just want to give them an extra shout out because it's great to start my day over there. Today's special guest is the illustrious Natalie Dangerfield.
Hi, everybody.
We're clapping because that's what we were listening to on the opening, right, Ben?
That's right. The song you heard was Tidal Wave Lover.
Tidal Wave Lover.
Yeah. So, a beautiful song, a beautiful album called, why don't you hold up your poster of Natalie's album there? It's called You Down. This was the disc maker's framed release indicating You Down being released. And wonderful, wonderful album. Shinji Sounds was the producer on that from Japan and a longtime collaborator, a friend of Natalie's, a very well-known musician in Japan. Wonderful person. And I got to work with him on two other albums.
Or maybe four.
Yeah. There he is right there at the Tiki Bar in Long Beach, all the way from Japan.
Wow, look at that.
Now Jetty. And that's your mom.
And that's my mom, my mother, Deborah Dangerfield.
Yes, I met your mom a while ago when you had the store. Yes, she was a performer, a singer, and quite good. I got to hear her sing a couple of good country songs.
Yeah, she's a country western singer, did a lot of the rodeos.
you know, my roots are from Paris, Texas, so the country's in the blood. You know?
Yes, it is.
I love the way we just went from Japan to Texas,
which happens a lot with you.
I'm the random. I'm the random of the random vibe. So yeah, it makes sense.
It's fabulous how like we just kind of met somehow through music. I guess somehow being your cousin. Antonio Dangerfield, which we'll probably talk about later on in the show. But there's a nice picture of Antonio.
Yes.
Great musician and really a wonderful person.
My band leader for many years. It's nice working with the family too.
It really is. Yeah, you guys are lucky to have each other.
We're really lucky to have each other, and I look forward to having more. You'll be hearing a lot more of Antonio in the spring. I plan to do a lot of you know, jazz boardwalk series and stuff like that. And so I'm really excited to work with him again. You know, it's nothing like Antonio.
Yeah, he's amazing. So, you know, I had planned to say this. Natalie's a tour de force in the entertainment world and a super fine human being, if I might say so myself. I've known her since about 1997. That's about 23 years. Absolutely love and adore her. Natalie, how you doing?
I am doing really good.
Are you down?
I'm so down. It's just like I can't even be more down than how down I am.
Again, You Down is the title of the album. The works are published on ASCAP and copyrighted. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and if you say it in Japanese, with Shinji, it means mushi down. So when I tell particularly my friends in Japan, you know, oh, what's the name of the album? I'm like, it's called Mushi Down. And they go, hee, hee, hee. They just think it's the funniest thing to like call it album, because when you translate it, it means you down in English. But if you have it in Japanese, it means like a whole nother, like, are you down for fun?
I see. Right.
Like you're just like this open vessel.
Yes, it's
you know. So
yeah.
They kind of really find it. But in English, Mushi Down is you down. And the reason I named the album You Down, I was actually it was just after Sandy, and you know, I was like, well, there's a lot going on here. You know, let me go to Japan and say hello to Shinji and make some music. And it was just one of those moments. I felt like I was an Eat, Pray, Love. You know, I was like, you know, eating, testing shalingo, which is like, you know, pig's intestines and like all these things, funky mushrooms and like all this amazing stuff. And then the end of that, going to these amazing temples and finding my spirit with the fire god and like all these amazing, like, you know, chanting with Shinji and saying, God's inside, you know. And then going to temples I had no energy with and like all this time. So
was this
the
Buddhist,
collection?
temple?
Yeah. So the collection was at the end of the day of the experience was I'm down for life. I'm down to enjoy every bit of it. I'm down to share every bit of it that I have with everyone I know, to the best of my ability, and through music and love and you know, and food. And all those good things that are really good for you.
Do you speak any? You have a few words of Japanese?
Matane.
Well, sounds pretty good.
Which means see you next time, see you later. So you never say goodbye, just matane.
Origato.
Origato.
You see, because you're a singer and a musician, you get the rhythm and the whole. It comes out of you like it sounds authentic, right? Ben?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because her ear, you know.
And you've been to Japan like at least 3 times, right? Or 2 or 3 times?
I hope to go more. I don't think there's ever enough time to go to Japan. The one thing about Japan I found was amazing. I found it the most romantic place I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah.
I was able to make it up to Fuji-san, Mount Fuji. That was most breathtaking, drinking coconut water to keep your hands cold and hot boiled eggs and just the mist of the sulfur coming out of the mountains. And again, it was just like this amazing spiritual musical experience, and coming out of Japan with an amazing album, bringing it back to New York to create the New York Tokyo sound. And
I think that's very cool.
It was really, really cool.
You know, I remember doing this album. So a lot of it started with the tracks with you and
Only
Sinji.
me and Sanjay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you came back and we started working on overdubbing. I laid down some guitars.
Laid on a lot.
And who else? Who else played on the record?
We had Freddie.
Fred McConaughey.
Yes, and we also had Julian C. Paul on bass, and Benoit on guitar.
Yeah. There is a picture from a movie, a
Zakia.
Tapestry movie thing. It's got the full band, and those are the players on the record.
Yeah.
It'll come up.
And also Zakia Modeste is on that album. As
Sister
well.
Zach, who's
Sister
amazing.
Zach, who's beyond amazing.
Yeah.
And a force to reckon with herself. Shout out to Sister Zach.
Yeah. All right. So, incredible record. Some of the titles are For What, The One, Move On, Caught Up, Never, Give, Tidal Wave Lover, Complicated, and Feel the Crispy Dreams, and Move On Instrumental. So, like, you just celebrated a birthday, no?
I did indeed. It was a big one. It was a Libra celebration.
Yeah, there was a lot of energy in there. There's a lot of beautiful people.
With the community, always been about community and, sharing what I have. And first thing I can share is the love of music. And then the second thing I share is the beautiful ocean that I happen to live in Long Beach, New York. Combining the two together has been just so rewarding. And, so I did a Libra season with John Hurley and Pamela Lewis. And, oh my God, the list goes on. Minnie D, a array of artists.
Minnie's great. I met Minnie. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, so we did the whole, with Jay Brittany and
Diana Shimkus.
I mean, it was
Barton.
Jesse
McKevin.
Yeah, Jesse
plays with us in the.
I just saw Jesse this afternoon. He came by, wants to reform the Limeade. So he brought over a guitar that's a sitar, especially made that way. He wanted me to play it, He's such a funny guy.
But the thing about Jesse, too, is so random. He's like the most random guy in
Long Beach. Yes, absolutely.
He rides this tall bike. And if you don't know Jesse, you really should you'll eventually.
We'll bring him on.
You just have to go to the boardwalk any day of the week.
So it's like, oh my God, I need a bass player for Sunday. He comes riding by. I'm like, Jesse, what are you doing on Saturday? He goes, I don't know. What are you doing? I was like, oh, come by. So he's like, I'll be there. So randomly, he's the guy. When I had the store Random LB in Long Beach, he was always my go-to guy to get all my vinyl into the store and just, always there to help. And
so we've been saying random a lot. You have a tattoo for random because things, when you were younger and through your whole life, things would just happen and you were like, this is so random, or explain random.
Random will happen. You just don't know what order. It's just like the random to chance. Chances, it may happen, it may not. Random will happen, but random will happen. I just don't know the order. So all my life, from hitchhiking with my mother,
who says hello, by the way?
Hi, Mom. What's going on?
And so does Bob Shanley, South Carolina.
Hi, Bob.
And Ben Zinar and Valley Stream and Michi. And it's great to have so many of you watching. Thank you so much. Yes.
So my mom, I grew up, I was born in Highland Park, Michigan, but don't tell anybody. And over the bridge to Windsor, Canada, my mom and I started hitchhiking when I was about 2 or 3 years old. And we ended up in Vegas, and my mom got offered a gig to do in Lebanon. So we were in Lebanon before the war broke out, and we had to come back to America. Wow. So my mom's like, now where are we going to go? So she decided that we could go to New York. So we ended up staying in Port Authority for about, 3 or 4 weeks. And my mom had washed me in the bathroom. And there was a diner across the street. My mom wanted to be on Broadway. So there was a diner across the street. We'd have breakfast in, and we'd get like 20 lemons. My mom would make me lemonade and like the whole thing. But that being said, there was a cop who came up to my mom one day and said, if you're an artist and you can say that you're a performer, you can stay at the Times Square Hotel for $25. I think it was a night, or I don't know, probably a night at that time. I can't remember. And so my mom had her headshot. She went over to the hotel. I'm a performer. We ended up staying in the New York Times Square Hotel. So when my mom turned 50, we were going to have her birthday party on the top roof to celebrate how far we've come from squeezing lemons and lemonades, and celebrate her 50 years of life at the Times Square Hotel. But that being said, other things happen in the world that kind of combined everything, and we had to postpone that projected. But yeah, so the journey is, for me, has always been random, and particularly with my mom and I, it's been
you've been immersed in the arts world, and
yeah, it's just
you
it's
know
inevitable.
what struggle is, you know what survival is,
and also after my mom was a performer, she decided that she was a better dancer than an actress. And so she was in the group called Le Clique. So Le Clique they would put all the disco clubs on the map around the world. So I grew up in like Studio 54 watching, television cartoons while my mom was out, spinning on disco balls and doing all kinds of, but we'd have like wonderful people over for Thanksgiving, Two Tons of Fun, the Weather Girls, and all these amazing disco artists, Sylvester at the time. So it was a really good, amazing childhood. And I guess that's where my randomness really started.
Yeah, that's a lot of randomness.
I really had no choice.
I mean, as long as we're talking about your mom's, career and her performing, which I love your mother, by the way. Hi, Debbie. What's up? I love your whole family. They're all very beautiful people.
We love you too.
I love the story about the bubbles. Can you tell us about the bubbles?
What, my mom drinking the bubbles?
No, the part of the vaudeville act, the cabaret act. It was like a...
bubbles.
Come on.
Mom, okay. So my mom was famous in Studio 54 for...
the Studio 54.
The Studio 54 that actually has a exhibit now at Brooklyn Museum. My mom was known for sitting in the bubble bath with tons of bubbles, and everyone would try to blow the bubbles off my mom. That was like my mom's thing. I mean,
just love the visual of that.
But it was, yeah.
All right. Listen, we have more to listen to. We're gonna play another track right now. We're gonna go to the next track. Okay, the next musical track. And this is from You Down.
Oh, You Down.
Nice. The song is, let's see what it is. I had a lot of dialogue printed here, but we're going to go to The One, I believe.
Oh, I like The One.
Okay, next track up.
The One. That's
so
actually
The One.
My favorite. Wow,
All right.
that
Beautiful,
takes you
right?
back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. How did they get that vocal so airy? Were you like? Seems like you were in a chamber, and you know what I'm saying. And then because it's,
I think we kind of were in a chamber, but that's Sinji.
Yeah.
That's Sinji is probably has the simplest tracks, but they're so spacious that they make you work as a vocalist, and they really do challenge you as an artist. And Antonio would always, my cousin Antonio Dangerfield, he would always say that. He was like, it's 4 chords, but I'm like exhausted, So so it really is spacey. You're actually right on that.
Yeah. It's not like you're right. It's almost as though the microphone is over here somewhere and it's capturing the whole room sound of it, which really adds to the flavor of the song. If you were just it wouldn't have it. It's otherworldly the way they record
it's very different.
Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, he's a really good. This album hasn't been heard enough, so that was like I wanted to make this show about this album and get it out there because it has some great tracks.
Thank you so much.
Like Natalie and I go back a long time. I met again through Antonio. Ensemble Uniqua was this world music jazz fusion group.
Amazing.
I was introduced by Rob DiPietro, who it was like I did a gig with Rob. He's a high school friend of mine, really, really great musician, composer, drummer, and friend. So he put me in touch with this band called Astrid and Funkmeister. They were playing the Knitting Factory, an acid jazz boogaloo band. From that, I met Matt Baronello and Antonio. And then they had their band, and I went to go see them. And then they were looking for guitarists, so I joined their band. And then I met a whole bunch of people through that band, including Mohammed, and also who I'm teaching his son guitar just today. I was just teaching a couple hours ago. Yeah,
but the funniest thing about meeting Ben, he was in my cousin Antonio's band, Ensemble Uniqua. And the first time I heard you play, I was like, who's that guy on guitar? Because he was very texturized. He didn't overplay. He didn't do like, he was just... Dun, dun. So I said to Antonio, I'm like, who is that guy? I want him. So Antonio's like, no, you can't have him. So we decided to form a group together. It was Natalie with Ensemble Uniqua. And we played a lot of really great shows, including Jazz Lincoln Center, which was really
we played downtown, like smaller places like the Izzy Bar and like, I don't know, like places like, but then we also played like Spy Bar, the King Kong Room at the Supper Club, Jazz in Lincoln Center eventually was like pretty much the highlight of your sort of solo career. Like, you had done the gigs also at the in Harlem at
St. Nick's Pub.
St. Nick's Pub, which she was a big hangout when she was living in Harlem.
Taught me everything I know.
That was such a phenomenal night. So at one point, we had worked in more of these live organic situations, and then I started programming on a laptop. And we ended up collaborating on this song called The Week. And it had this kind of like dubstep electronic thing. And that was like the beginning of a band called Ginger Dust. And there's Natalie there at Fontana's. We did a show there. That was a really fun show. I remember my friend Ryan being like, you did it again, like saying how I reinvented my career or myself. Because at that point I wasn't even playing guitar.
That was not for kids.
I was playing a Mac. Which leads us to when I moved out to Long Beach ahead of Natalie for a couple of years, and then she started coming out and working with me, doing tracks. And then eventually we were invited to, it was kind of like the first LGBTQ meeting.
Oh my God.
It was at the library, and they wanted live music. Somebody wanted us to perform, so I was like, "Sure, we'll perform."
That's how the whole thing started.
No, hold on. So we start the show. Everybody, there's only there's a small crowd, and we start the show. And at that point, we were like New York City based, and we were a little edgy, raunchy. There was a lot of erotic lyrics.
It was not for kids.
It was not for kids. Okay.
Yeah.
And some of you know that the little kids section is just down the hallway as well. Anyway, shout out to Julia Hammer.
Sorry about that.
And everybody else that was part of it.
About that.
Like literally after the first song, or even during the first song, they were like, "Do you have any songs without curse words?"
And I was like,
Really?
No.
And literally
we did not.
we looked at each other and we were like, no, we don't
really
have any
didn't at
songs
all.
that are
We
appropriate.
really didn't know.
Did you put
So
Bobby
that was
Blues to
Ginger
shame?
Dust, the beginning
Oh,
of
no, no, no,
Ginger
no.
Dust.
You know Bobby's
Oh my
songs
God,
out.
I don't
Right.
know, but I'm just
But
saying.
I don't know if
It
there's the
has
picture with
nothing.
the piano.
funny.
It's like a long, big picture somewhere
Robert
in those
Stanley took
pianos
that
in
picture.
there. But
Love that picture.
it's somewhere in the random pictures in that folder. But anyway, no big deal.
That's actually very funny.
But we later,
That was our
years down the road, we learned
Yeah.
what was appropriate for the
For
library,
Longberry,
and we
and-
did the Go Green Festival.
Absolutely.
And that was a great
That was a really
great thing.
And
Go
then Tony
Green
was
Dry
on that,
Cleaners,
Go
yeah.
Green Dry Cleaners.
So that was a really fun thing with all the
Yeah.
sand castles in the Alegria Hotel, which we were the first live band to play with
Alegria,
Antonio and
yeah.
Ben Brewer and
And-
Lee Farber, and we played at the Go Green
And Sunan, who else? Sundar. Sundar was
in
there.
Sundar. Yeah,
yeah.
wow, I do
That was
remember
a
that.
long.
Oh my
that
God,
was a good
Sundar
time.
in Canada. Shout out to Sundar. So anyway, yeah, we have this long live music thing. Then we got into electronica music. Then we started doing that. Then we played in New York City. We played in Brooklyn a lot.
Oh yeah, Brooklyn started to pop up. That was the beginning.
And
of,
this was also a little bit after I had the Noir Orchestra, which is this experimental group. Barry Orkin did the cover for that. It was also not for kids, so we're not going to put it on the screen right now. But and when I was in my crazy New York City days, I was into, I guess, more erotic.
Thank God we moved to Long Beach.
A little more erotic art and things
Is that
like
the
that.
album I have?
The album cover, yeah. It's,
Yeah,
Great
it's
stuff.
a good stuff.
it's very experimental.
Very
It's
cool.
called Sci-Fi High.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we
Very
will
good.
actually eventually cover that on the
No
show.
doubt, no doubt.
Natalie was at the CD release party at Joe's Pub, and there were these half-naked dancers with body paint and like projections by my friend Charles Kramer, who might be even watching out there in LA or California right now.
Charles.
So anyway, like we've had a long history together. I moved to Long Beach, then she loved it so much. She was looking for a place. Things were changing in her life. I helped her find an apartment. She loved it. It was right near the ocean, right kind of near where you live now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you were very creative, and everybody, like all the people you met. Michi, actually, the artist we had on, said she met you in your
As
apartment.
I was moving out of my apartment, Michi came up to say, she's like, "Do you mind if I have a look around?" I was like, "Yeah, you can have a look around. I'm leaving. I wrote so much music in that apartment."
It had a vibe.
There's great energy in here. I was like, "You love it." She's like, "I'm an artist." I was like, "Oh, you should absolutely like."
Which, by the way, Michi is going to be having an art opening at the cafe November 1st. November 1st at the cafe.
And Jesse's going to be playing.
Jesse's
sitar.
playing. I'll probably end up playing some music there too. It's Sunday, right after the Halloween party the night before.
Yeah.
So we hope to see you guys there. They also have a pumpkin thing for kids this weekend with the Beyond the Beach. Actually, can you throw up Leah Toaster's picture again? Leah is a sponsor of the Beyond the Beach. I just found out today she's a member of the Long Beach Chamber of Commerce. They're doing this big thing in Long Beach. So if you can get out to Long Beach this weekend,
it's gonna be a great weekend.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with traveling minstrels around town. I tried to hook up some of my musician friends to play that gig. I'm going to be busy also doing a balcony jam party. I don't know if can we a terrace party to the boardwalk from can we give out the location? Is it cool?
Yeah.
On Lafayette
Beach.
Yeah, so near Lafayette Beach from 2 to 4 this Saturday, October 24th. You can just pass by in a socially distant, legal way and hear some music or hang out on the beach.
Well, we always say the show up wearing your best mask. So it's a masquerade.
From 2 to 4, and Katie Mitchell, who great singer, songwriter, who appears on the Random LB compilation, which we'll get to in a second. Katie Mitchell and Jenny Arrigo, they'll be performing. And anybody else we want to mention that's performing that day?
And you and I.
Awesome.
So we're
it'll be
just
nice
doing
long
really
sets.
nice long acoustic sets and just having a good time and celebrating life and
celebrating
show
life.
wearing your best mask. That's all I can say. I've seen some designers out there.
I'm so excited just to be around and working with Natalie again. I mean, this whole show is just came about thanks to Steve Vaccaro, who just he interviewed me on one of his shows like this. He's been working with the New York Photo Video Group here in Belmore. They're also wedding photographer and videographers.
Really cool spot.
Thanks to Joe and Peter, and they're doing a great job with the show. So this show, The Mystic Noir, just came out of the air, and Steve asked me, "What do you want to do?" And I thought of Johnny Mystic, his album Astral Tourist. We've been working on for 2 or 3 years, and you're gonna flip out when you hear it, Natalie. We're not playing any tracks tonight. We're focusing. Oh, you did hear a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, his song "Only Love," we added a sitar to it, and we were re-releasing it. It appeared on Random LB Records. And show the cover to that. That's the cover was done by Karen Dinan, photograph.
Yeah, shout out to Karen,
a longtime Arts in the Plaza supporter and supporter of a lot of things. She did the cover with the rocks and the ocean. And this was 13 tracks, I think.
13 tracks
of all original artists from Long Beach, New York. Co-produced by Jimmy Bianco and also Natalie and myself. And it came out of Random, your store, which some people know about, some people are not.
You had the random moment. That was happened, random moment. Yeah. So it was a really great time bringing the community together through music again. Everything was in that store, from China to leather pants, to ride a motorbike.
And a lot of LP records.
And a lot of records.
And 2 turntables. And a microphone, mostly. Yeah.
Definitely.
And you had some great little soirees in there. And, and you had a little teeny, it was a shop that was basically like a window display. And the window display was this gorgeously decorated, meticulously decorated stage by Natalie. Yes. She had all these little pictures and stickers and things. And it was laminated so that it couldn't get destroyed. And we had such a great time. And it was like the opening of your store. I was in there just hanging out, trying to get VCR tapes out of VCRs and all sorts. I can't wait. I got to find that photo. But, good times, we met a lot of people, new people.
Yeah. And also just connecting the community. I think that's what the store is about, creating random people. I've always felt like we all know each other. We just don't know each other's names. So I wanted to create a space where people could come and list whatever they were going to, pick up a guitar, sit on the couch, have a coffee, read a Life magazine, buy I don't know. So play a record.
So many cool things.
So there was just so much to do, and then just bringing the community together. This album came together with, it was a moment in time, and I feel like we saturated it, really captured that moment, and I'm so grateful to Long Beach in general, but Random LB shop was a really special moment for me.
So that year was the first Pride Fest in Long Beach, and it coincided with the completion of the album.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it was just a magical moment. I believe it was June. Maybe it was July. I think it was June. Yeah, it was June.
Yeah, it was June.
I had planned already. I program Arts in the Plaza, and we had already planned to do a Random LB Records release at Arts in the Plaza that weekend.
Yeah.
And then Halftime Howie, which is how I met Steve Acaro, working with him.
Yeah.
He called me up about a week or maybe a little longer before the event. Hey, Ben, we have the bandwagon. Would you like to do a second stage carnival 2-day festival? There's no money.
There we are.
But if you'd like to produce a concert for 2 days long, we have the stage from the city. So as usual, I stepped up to the plate, and I actually convinced my wife Sammy that we would sponsor it as Arts in the Plaza. We took some of our budget money, we threw it into supporting the first ever Pride Festival and supporting all the artists and providing a place for the record to be promoted in a big way.
Yeah, it was a really
and it was a gorgeous day. I think it was the Friday. It was a Friday, I think. Yeah. And because the Saturday we did the Plaza, and other bands played. There's Johnny Mystic performing. Oh, wow. He did his song "Only Love," and I'm sure something else. Beautiful. Jesse on the drums. We had Frank Lowe play. We had My Raw play. John Botten. We had Katie Mitchell. Marina Nova perform. Yeah. We had Aaron Holland, who's on the record. Alan Shapiro. We had Brendan Moynihan. We had
it was a great album. Really. It's still one of my favorite. Frank Lowe. We talk about Frank Lowe. Superwoman.
Yeah, she did.
Oh man.
Wonder Woman, right? Or
Wonder Woman.
Is it Wonder or Super?
It's Wonder Woman.
I actually had a young girl, one of my neighbors who takes drum lessons, show up in a full Wonder Woman outfit today. I wish I had the picture to show you. Maybe next week. But
I had people honestly, Mindy Dolberg.
Yes, part of your Random LB Records.
And
Kim.
Angela.
Yeah.
Part of my Random LB.
Yeah. Shout them out. There they are behind me.
You.
I don't know if you can see those girls behind me, but there they are. Beautiful women, so beautiful spirits.
Thank you. So they would call me up at 7 in the morning. They're like, I can't stop listening to this song.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful song.
So it was a really good time. him.
You know, my song for Brendan Carr is on there. It's the last song on the record. It was, you know, I couldn't do anything but that song. It was a tribute to Brendan and Julie. And, you know, it's cool how you had it close out the record. I appreciate that. And
no, it was a very special song to close out the record.
Emil DiFilippo, Wolfish is on the record.
Yes, he is.
Anybody else that I forgot? Any other artists? Victor Peretz plays trombone on the record.
Andy Shapiro.
Andy Shapiro. Oh, James Tomasino has a song on the record.
Tomasino, one of my favorites, On the Run.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, Frank Lowe, thanks for mentioning the
Frankie.
song. All right, so the Pride Fest also featured this band called 5 to 1. There's a few photos of the band. Now, that was a Doors tribute band that Johnny and I did. Johnny, tell us about the band a little bit and why we did it and how did that came about.
Yeah, I think that it was a Doors tribute band that I've always loved the Doors. And I always would sing, you know, Roadhouse Blues or something like that, you know, with the bands. And so then, you know, I said to Ben, why don't we put together, you know, a Doors tribute band? So he got on the keyboards and we got John Botten, who you've seen. Well, we're going to have him on the show anyway with Katie.
Can't wait.
And next thing we know, we had this band and we rehearsed a whole lot and we got the first album down. We could do the first album of the Doors. We had that and parts of the second and a couple of other ones on some of the. So we really had a pretty good repertoire. And we wound up playing Mulcahy's, actually. And then everybody went their own way. But we did manage to do the festival. And
with the carnival,
yes,
I think there's one picture. I don't know if you have it, but you can see the carnival, the Ferris wheel in the back, and it looks so cool.
Because the Doors were really from Venice, California. Well, that's where they started out, and so it had that carnival-esque feel that evening. I'll never forget with all of the rides and we were doing, you know, and it just and that music has that carnival-like sound. It really worked. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, we definitely want to get that Doors band back together.
Yeah,
at some point.
You know what? I like to hear a couple of those tunes.
You know, we enjoy doing it.
I'm just saying.
I haven't sang those songs in years now, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Can we find that picture of Berlin, Natalie in Berlin, and throw that up on the green screen? Now, I want to talk about, you're a traveler, Natalie. You go all over the place.
I do. You are the traveler.
I'm very blessed to travel as much as I do.
And I had fun just going through your Facebook pages and stuff and taking some stuff you could see.
At the Berlin Wall,
yeah.
Now, you started off in New York. You attended the LaGuardia High School of the Arts.
Performing Arts.
That's the Fame High School for those of you.
And everyone knew the steps when the teacher walked in. You know, everyone, you know. But
how was that? Tell us about that.
I was a drama major. Shout out to 88. I was a drama major, and some of the best years of my life. Still, some of the best friends that I have to this day. And from there, I decided that I wanted. Oh my God, I really wanted to be a historian. And my mom said, like, what are you doing? Like, you're gonna spend half your life trying to find money to go on digs, you know? And I was like, oh, maybe I won't do that. So I decided to audition for Lee Strasberg Institute in London. And I got accepted. And I think I left like 7 days after. And I was fortunate to stay there for about 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
And decide that I didn't want to do theater anymore. I went on one audition. I was like, oh my God, this is so not for me. You know, where someone says, I really hate your song. I'm like, oh my God, you do? Oh my God, what do you hate about it? You know, like it's like this, the passion really came through in that. And then of course the fashion. So everything like the fashion, the music, like just sort of like, so it just opened up a whole nother world. I really didn't thought I was. But if you really just speak to my family, they would tell you to this day, I would have made more money being an actress. I was like, but I act on stage.
My mom always thought I'd be a good maitre d'. You know, I'm like, Mom, I'm playing music.
It's so funny. So I don't know. Here we are. But yeah, I've been very blessed to travel and travel at a young age. And then just, you know, living in London, going to Amsterdam for the weekend, going to Munich to see my friend Marjorie, or, you know, going to Italy just, you know, for a couple of days, where my mom said to me, if I go to Howard University, which is where I wanted to go, she says, what are you going to do? Come home every weekend and visit me? So I was like, all right, Mom, you're right. I'm going to go to Europe. So that's
I caught a very traveled vibe with you, you know, very, you know, intellectual sort of, but not, you know.
And you know what else too, Ben? Like, I really love art. There was at one point I was going to Amsterdam like 3 times a year because I got the museum cart. And it's like $60 for the whole year. So I was like, okay, there's 98 museums in Amsterdam.
Wow.
And I was like, I want to see them all. I think the last one I saw was a diamond museum. I mean, they have pocketbook museum. They have every museum. It's like, you know, so, and now with social media, it's just been so wonderful being able to share these special places. I think a lot of people won't make it to, but I've been so grateful and so blessed and really just happy. And I have such a great partner to do it with, Jimmy Bianco. And like, so it's just, it's always a hoot. It's always a hoot. It's always a hoot.
You're
never a dull moment with us.
You become the travel. So you truly are the astral tourist.
Well,
Ben.
Thanks to Jimmy for you know, all he's done for you and in turn for us as a music community.
Absolutely.
And
no doubt.
somebody was asking where they could hear the Wonder Woman track. Now it's on the CD. There are some physical copies still available. They might be at possibly at the thing on Saturday, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so
come down and get a copy.
Come on down.
Yeah.
And get a copy on Saturday.
You'll be
and
singing Wonder Woman all day.
We'll bring you one to the art opening on the November 1st.
Absolutely.
Now we're gonna listen to the next track on the CD.
Oh,
we heard the one. Now we're gonna listen to. I just picked a couple of them.
No worries.
Caught Up. Now.
Caught Up. Woo!
So this was featured or partially in a movie we filmed
called Tapestry.
Tapestry
with Stephen Baldwin and
I know that movie.
Well, anyway, he breaks down his car and he comes up. He comes into the club and his tire is flat or something. Comes into the club and we're performing on the stage and the song is called Caught Up. And,
so Caught Up is a nice
song.
moody tune. It's got Julian Paul on the bass. I met him with the Trabajeme and other bands.
Yeah.
Fred McCondici on drums. Again, Long Beach High School graduate, great drummer, great friend, producer. Sister Zoc. I'm not sure if she's on there.
She's not on the track, but she's in the movie.
Yeah, and it's on Amazon Prime, right?
It's on Amazon
Prime.
I
bought it
totally
just
check
to
it
watch
out.
it. And it was
like
pretty cool. Hey, it's $1. Tapestry. It's got a good vibe there.
Tina Marie.
We're at the very end of the movie. All right, so we're going to go to this movie. It's called Caught Up. Yeah, Ginger on...
and Rocky's guy...
Paulie from Rocky's
in it too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It's really fun.
Caught Up.
It's a really fun time.
You wanna leave the mystery? Come see me. If you need space to breathe, then use me. If you wanna have more than 9 degrees, come play with me. If you wanna make a plan, come rescue me. 'Cause I'm caught up in something I can't describe. It's just becoming a mess. If you want true love, then come along. You just won't hate, then stay away from me. If you need somewhere to bleed,
Well, you could see how theatrical that song is. It truly is.
It's really,
so you could really see your theater background in it.
I'm caught
'Cause
up.
It's real drama. I love it. Yeah.
It's funny. My mom just said something online. She says, "Tell me how hard you worked at the yogurt store." Yeah, I pumped yogurt to get my ticket. My mom's like, "I'll pay you tuition, but you got to get the plane ticket." I was like, "Okay." So I pumped yogurt in this place in Brooklyn. Thanks, Mom. I remember that. I love you.
All right, so it's
what you gonna play
right now. We're gonna play a song from her from early Natalie. Natalie.
It's a song called "Coffee Cake," and you know, sometimes you just need get filled up with.
I have a song called Cornbread. So see, we agree that sometimes you need some kind of cake.
Sometimes you do. But here we are. I got an appetite the size of New York State. I got a different mood swing just about every day. Hey, you tie me up, lay me down, it's okay. I guess we're gonna have a typical day. 'Cause now that I'm jumping for joy, and I'm sure I'm a girl and not this boy. And there's so many weird things in this world, but nothing could fill me up like your loving does. On this morning, I wake with a cup of tea and your coffee cake, and I'm digging your seat. I'm loving all of your sweetness and cream. So now that I'm jumping for joy, and I'm sure I'm a girl and not this boy. And there's so many weird things in this world that nothing can fill me up like yo.
Excellent.
Natalie Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Coffee Cake, original song.
Yeah.
We haven't played that in a while.
I know. I remember when we played at Jazz and Lincoln Center, I actually had a coffee cake and I gave it to the whole audience to eat before we did. Michael Larson was on violin and he was just like, "Can we play the song already?" So here we are.
It's
That's
great
not.
to hear you singing. I'm so used to Natalie singing rock and roll songs when we're
I
out.
can rock out.
You know, yeah, and I love hearing this whole
Thank
style.
you so much.
I give you this award.
This is the Random LB Award.
Yes.
Random show and tell, Random LB Award.
Kimberly Angela.
Thank you,
Mindy
Kimberly.
Doberg. We give out random awards every year to our community.
Yes.
Kimberly, Mindy, Natalie. And we give out random awards to the whole community of Long Beach, just to make it people who
Yes,
make
I
it a
have mine
special
at home.
place.
Yeah.
You're an
I have
award
mine.
winner.
Johnny
You're
got
an
one.
award winner.
I have.
I give out the random tree, the bush,
Yeah.
every year an award. You know. So yeah.
Here's a cool
random.
from
Oh, this
Japan.
is from Sinji. Oh wow.
It just has
This
his
is from
address.
Sinji,
Tokyo.
and he would just send me billions of these.
Oh my
when we
God!
were
Every new
mixing.
mix, I remember
So-
it would be coming in.
But hence the shape, it's a CD, which really makes.
Want to
me
mention also that
let's see.
Good Times is back. Good Times. Rich Bronson Ford is publishing Good Times, and the cafe and Mystic Noir have taken out an ad and a wonderful paper. And thanks to Rich for supporting live music and everything. Long.
It is a great
out.
paper, actually.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorites.
Great people in here. You can get a copy at one of our the cafe, 780 West Beach Street. Also, every Tuesday. Every Tuesday is the ukulele orchestra down there at 7:30. You can come by, eat a little something, and listen to us. It's not a performance; it's actually a class. And if you want to join in, you can do that.
Very cool.
All right, so
Cool.
we have a few minutes left.
Oh,
and look on the back. Long Island Cares is right on the back of the Good Times.
Nice.
Steve Vaccaro is involved in that. Harry
yeah.
Chapin. It's Feed the Hungry, and I'm learning more and more about Harry Chapin, how wonderful he is.
And
amazing.
Steve Barron's movie about Harry Chapin just opened up to great reviews. He did a documentary. We had him on a couple of weeks ago.
yeah, I heard about that.
It's called Harry Chapin, When in Doubt, Do Something. And it just opened up. It's out.
Yeah.
It'll be out.
The
One of my
Hamptons Film
favorites,
Festival.
definitely.
Yeah.
It premiered at the Hamptons Film Festival. And Steve plays guitar with Johnny whenever he's playing, which is usually Saturday night at the cafe between 6 and 9 with me. He does a mini set right after my first break.
Oh, Ben,
Although I
come get your
haven't
award.
Yeah, Ben Zinar. I'm not in Long Beach,
Small package.
but I deserve. Listen, I will tell you
You'd be
this.
the most
Ben,
random
thanks for
person.
watching, and you are
We
very
appreciate
talented.
you.
You got to hear Ben Zinar's music and
I
see
love
him
to.
dance.
How cool.
He's a whole package.
I like
he likes to
dancers.
write and dance. He's very young.
Super cool.
21-year-old that I'm working with. Super awesome. So shout out to Ben. Now, what else do we want to mention? We are doing this performance on the Lafayette Beach.
Yes.
The boardwalk from her balcony. She's going to serenade
My terrace.
so that it's COVID friendly,
Day of the Dead.
socially distant. You could be on the beach and hear the concert from 2 to 4 with Katie Mitchell, who also appears on the Random.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if we're forgetting anybody.
But
that
I just
appeared.
want everyone to show up with your best mask. So we need to protect each other still, and and it's going to be a beautiful day on Saturday. So
Yes,
I think
it
it
is
might
gonna
be
be
the
good.
last one. So
Yes.
bring some oil.
Thanks to Josh
fire it up.
Siegel, Cafe of Life. He was here last week. Thanks to everybody, Michi, everybody who's listening
Thanks,
and
guys.
giving us some great
Love
comments.
you.
We'd like to just send our love out to you and the world, everybody who needs some healing love. Oh, Johanna Matheson, thank you so much.
We love you, Joe.
She's done so much for the Long Beach scene
Yes.
for so many years.
And she will continue.
And supported me before I was able to support Natalie in Long Beach. And,
she supported.
we come together.
She's amazing.
Yes,
She's
Michi,
amazing.
this Saturday, Lafayette Boardwalk,
Yeah.
just show up. So we're
Thanks,
going to listen.
guys. I really appreciate you.
We love you,
I
and
love
we're
you
going to listen
more.
to one last song
Yes,
off your
let's hear it.
record. It's called Get Up.
Oh, wow.
And this is a show
Got the
about
ringing
Natalie
voice. I feel like
Dangerfield.
getting up
everybody.
now.
Natalie Dangerfield.
We're
We're going to take it out with the song. Is it appropriate?
I'm sticking my.
All right,
plug in,
thanks so
so
much.
here. Thanks
We
so
Peace
much.
and
appreciate
love,
it.
everybody.
Thank
See you
you.
next week.
See you Saturday.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. One, two, three, would you run away with me on the 7 seas? Won't get your heart broken, have to beg me to stop. Rock and roll, I'll go forever till I drop. I'm moving forward to the pleasure dome, saving up my love and making me numb. You got it all done, not so cool. About the time you stop acting like a fool. So get up, get up, shine, shine. You're looking up your eyes, so get up and come on. Show me that you're ready to rock. Clear your mind, get up. When you find the pieces of the puzzle through your hustle, please. Don't you get me started. Don't wanna see you busted up in a rock star world. Is just so fucking retarded. Hold on, save it up for something. Stay strong, you haven't been working for nothing. Grow up and stop all your coasting. Yeah, you know you got me hoping. So get up, rise, shine, open up your eyes, shine, grind. So get up and pull the curtains back and show you the sky. Come alive, get up. You find the beast in the streets, don't be weak, you're complete. I put your hands in the air with you, I love it. When you pull my hair, I never need a reason. Only time that changes the seasons. Perhaps you could be next in line if you hold me close and let me feel you grind. So get up, shake, show me, shoulder, show me, grab it, take your life. So get up, rise and shine, see the sun up in the sky. Come alive, get up. We run through weird places together. You smell so good when you're covered in leather. I'm not amazed 'cause you happen to be clever. You say you wanna get to know me better. Run through my secrets, run through my thesis, run through my heart and pick up the pieces. Run through my soul, run through the road. Run, 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 run for the goal. So get up. It's time to open up your eyes, show the neighborhood. So get up, rise and shine, hold just up in the sky, open up your eyes. Get up, get to the east, pop up to the bay, from New York, yaga yaga yo, east, yaga yaga.